today we've been announcing the launch of the Possible Dream Adult High School. This high school program is going to be offered starting this fall here in Hidalgo County, specifically the city of FAR and possibly other locations, Cameron County and Webb County simultaneously this fall. Our goal is to enroll 900 adults across the 3 counties this fall and help them begin working towards their high school diploma and an industry-based certification or transition to college if that's their desire. Over the next few years, our goal is to grow this to an enrollment of 2,000 adults annually. So we want to make a really, really big dent in the number and percent of adults in Deep South Texas that do not have a high school diploma. Close to 1/3 of our adults above the ages of 25 do not have a high school diploma today. This, of course, holds them back individually, themselves and their family, from achieving all that they can. It also holds back the economic development of our community and the quality of life in our community.
And where did the idea come from? Was it just looking at those numbers and seeing
So the idea originally goes way back. You recall when I came in as superintendent of PSJA, and the dropout rate was very, very high. And I came up with the concept of an adult high school. I found a way to fund it up to age 26 using a law that was intended for some adult tutoring programs. And I kind of repurposed that law and funded a high school for it. So College Career and Technology Academy and PSJ, we graduated about 2,018 to 26-year-olds over 12 years. Some of those are teachers and so forth today, have college degrees. Others are out with, in the oil fields with welding certificates and so forth, and just changed, thousands of lives. Some years later, the organization Austin Goodwill got permission from the legislature to take our model and offer it in Austin up to age 50. And so the legislature authorized one pilot in the state. It's been very successful. They've graduated about 2,000 adults in the last 10 years from that program. Ever since they opened that, I've been like, we need to do that in the Valley. I hope the legislature expands that. So they've expanded it now. And as soon as I saw that, I met with the commissioner of education, and I said, we need to do this in the Valley. Set up a foundation, got 501c3 designation from the IRS, and then applied. This is a subchapter G charter high school. So it will be funded by the state on enrollment once it's underway, very much like any of your charter schools or public schools on the operations side. The main thing we need is we can't have enrollment if we don't have a building, if we don't have staff. So we need big support on launching. And then for some of the wraparound supports and everything else that we're going to have to provide throughout, we're going to need partnerships and support to provide those, because these are individuals, many of them have significant challenges, but they can achieve the dream. And I want to thank the city of FAR. The mayor and commission of City of FAR believe in big dreams, and they chose to invest in this big dream.
So when I asked you a moment ago, where did the idea come from? And you go back and remember the beginnings of this back in PSJA, I guess it's time for another shout out for Representative Scott Hochberg of Houston.
Absolutely. Yes, so Representative Scott Hochberg was Vice Chair of Public Ed back in 2007. And he noticed that there were a lot of adults out that had almost graduated from high school but needed their exit exams primarily. And so he put in some funding hour by hour, where every 4 to 5 hours could add up to a day of attendance. So he found a way to support schools to bring those adults back to study for their exit exam. I kind of repurposed that law and used it to fund a school, even if they didn't only need their exit exams, if they needed credits and everything. The legislature saw that, got real excited. In 2009, 2011, they passed bills encouraging districts around the state to jump on board with this. They saw the success rate. And then, like I said, now it's grown into this. So it's something else.
And Senator Hinojosa played a role in the expansion of all this.
Well, all the legislatures did what Senator Hinojosa did. I had established this nonprofit through the state right after I retired as superintendent, with the idea of taking it to the IRS and all of that. When I first set it up, I was focusing on special needs adults in particular, like special education. So I had narrowly crafted the organization. When actually Senator Cornyn's office was kind of helping me walk it through the IRS, so it didn't, because sometimes in the federal bureaucracy, things can get really hung up. And in that process, it was brought to my attention that I needed to broaden the scope of the corporation with the state. I was in a rush to get it done very quickly, so I contacted Senator Hinojosa, and what he did is he facilitated a quick turnaround at the state level, so I could get the quick turnaround at the IRS level. So, luckily our delegation of legislators and senators, both state and national, are very supportive of the work.
And you must be so pleased with this venue.
I am very, very pleased. This is going, first of all, prime location, easy to get to, very well-known building. Over the next couple of years, seeing this turn into an incredible adult high school is going to be something to behold.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Just again, a shout out to Mayor Hernandez, the City Commission here. A shout out to the Region 1 Board for supporting me and taking on this endeavor that's outside of my direct scope of work. And of course, Region 1 will, this will be one more school system that Region 1 will provide services to as well. So
thank you so much for today's interview.